Is religion the greatest problem of Ghana and Africa? Well, I'll say yes and no. But don't rush. It depends on the context or the perspective that you are coming from. Let me start with the issue of no. By this time, I'm very sure that you are conversant with the standpoint of the New African concept. We believe and we have always insisted that the success of nations is not predicated on the allocation of their natural resources or geographical locations, but rather it is because of the quality of their value systems. So poor values will give birth to poor nations. Wealthy or rich values will give birth to rich and wealthy nations. And then weak values will also produce weak nations. Ghana and Africa happens to be a weak nation and continent respectively because of the poverty and weakness of our values. Now there is this wave of the woke and then this new wave of black consciousness that hold that the greatest problem of Africa happens to be religion. And when they talk of religion, they are focusing their lasers on Christianity and then also in most cases also with Islam. And that is what we want to see. I am saying that it is a no. Religion is not necessarily the very cause of Africa's predicament, because though religion has contributed in one way or the other, which I'll come to that very briefly, but what we must understand is that the weakness of our values predated even the white invasion. Prior to the coming of the white man, that is the Portuguese in 1471, we must be careful not to create a notion that or a misconception that Ghana and Africa, we were living in a heaven and then the white man brought hell to us. No. Before even the white man came, we were making slaves out of ourselves. Before the white man came, we were divisive. We were having tribal tensions. There was no single unity. It is somewhat, quite surprising and then sad that you find people saying that Africa was a united force and then the white man came and then, the Berlin Conference, they were just divided us over the maps and then borders. No. Before the white man came, who doesn't know that the Ashantis were on a war with the Dangerous, the Achins were with war with the Fantis, and then several. It was the same in Nigeria, it was the same everywhere. So the point is clear that the white man only capitalized on the weakness of our values. When he came, he realized that these guys are not united. They are divisive, they are tribalistic, they are selfish and greedy. Then they aligned with some of the people, gave them more guns to make slaves out of our own people. So we must get this argument very well, especially in our quest for holistic national development and transformation. So the caveat is that religion, before it came, that is particularly Christianity and then Islam, we were already contending with the weakness of our issues here, or of our value systems. Why will I say yes? I will say yes because given our African context, religion is the greatest contributor to the modulation of our value systems. So because religion is the greatest, because we are densely and then intricately religious people. So because religion happens to be the greatest contributor to the subject of value systems modulation, it must be said at this time that Christianity, Islam, as it has been practiced in Africa, and then our indigenous culture, that is our indigenous African traditional religion, all these three religions, we must accept that they have failed in giving us a progressive set of values. So I can take the fact that religion is the greatest contributor. So if we are saying that religion is the greatest cause of Africa's predicament, then we are coming from the angle that religion is the greatest contributor to the value system modulation, and hence if it is weakened, then we must blame religion. However, even before the coming of religion, we must know that I mean, we had already had the weakness of our value systems. Is religion, therefore, the root cause of Ghana's and Africa's problem? No, it is the weakness of our indigenous culture. Yes, because religion is the greatest contributor as far as value system modulation in the African context is concerned. Thank you.